All right, I like that enthusiasm. A little bit over here, but we're...
I think lacking overall.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna try this again. Take a big deep breath. You guys ready to meet some birds?
So much better.
I think we're ready.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on Safari today. It is because of your visit that we are able to continue the work we do year-round in education, breeding, research, as well as conservation. Now, one conservation project near and dear to our hearts is our blue-throated macaw recovery project. So coming in on the side with our trainer, Megan, is Olivia. She's one of the blue throats we are lucky enough to have right here at the park. Now we have in fact teamed up with the World Parrot Trust to ensure this species not only here at African Lion Safari, but also to hopefully impact their wild numbers in the near future as well. So back in 2018, we were lucky enough to welcome 2 chicks right here at the safari. But we are thrilled to say that since then, we have added 8 more little chicks to our flock. Now, I'm sure you're wondering what the importance is of those 10 little chicks. Well, this is a critically endangered species with less than 500 individuals in their native habitat in Bolivia. So 10 chicks could certainly mean a whole lot for this lovely species. So once again, thank you so much for waking up and joining us here on Safari today and becoming conservationists with us. Give yourselves a big round of applause. All right, well, let's get down to business. Now that we have these ladies up nice and close for you, we're going to get a closer look at some of their unique features. Now, the first thing you notice, of course, are those vibrant colors. Now, I know they really pop here on safari, but those colors actually help them to blend into their native habitats. The red and yellow with the fruit, the green with the leaves, and the blue with the shadows. Now, the next thing you'll notice is that notably hooked beak on the front of their face. Now, that beak is extremely strong and great for cracking hard-to-open nuts. But it can also be used as a third foot. It makes them quite acrobatic by nature. Now, speaking of feet, these birds have what are called zygodactyl toes. Now, what does that mean? It means they have 2 facing forward and 2 facing backwards. And this allows them to have an excellent grip on maneuvering throughout the treetops. And although they do spend a lot of time in the treetops, it is a magnificent sight to see these birds take flight, reaching speeds from 50 to 60 kilometers per hour, and then using the long tail feathers to steer that flight, as well as fanning out to slow down for a nice and safe landing. But I do believe that Fever, our Scarlet Macaw, and Olivia, our Blue-throat Macaw, have both done an excellent job for you today. Let's hear it for these ladies.
Now there is over 10,000 different bird species on this planet. That's almost twice as many bird species as there are mammals. So that certainly means a wide variety of different types of birds, some more common, some more recognizable, but I think you all might be a little bit surprised to find out what one of the most valuable birds is on Earth. Now here at African Lion Safari, we don't have 1, we don't have 2, we have a few, and I'd love to introduce you to them all today. But in order to do so, I need your help. I need you guys to make some noise. Stomp your feet, clap your hands, drum roll, please! What type of bird is this? Sorry, can't hear you. Right, just a bunch of chickens. Why am I calling them valuable then? Well, it is due to their impact through the poultry industry, of course. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry feeding families around the globe. Now, the fun fact about chickens, though, is they do outnumber us on this planet, they say, about 3 to 1. So I think these ladies deserve some respect as they head on home. Let's hear it for them. All right, our next bird is an Australian species. So if you've been there before, you might recognize him right away in the animal kingdom. He's best known for his rolling, laughing call. This here is Fez, our laughing kookaburra. All right, that call is quite often used as a territorial call, so how does it work? He will fly to the edge of his territory, laugh out loud, wait for his neighboring kookaburras to laugh back, establishing where one territory ends and the next one does begin. Now, if you've never seen a kookaburra, but you find Fez a little bit familiar to you, perhaps you have seen a belted kingfisher in this area. These guys are, in fact, the largest member of the kingfisher family. Now, I did introduce him as being a laughing kookaburra, however, so let's see if he has a chuckle for us today. after that. You've done a great job, guys. Let's head on home.
All right, well, before we have our next bird come on out, we are actually going to make a little bit of a mess out here. Now, one easy way to keep our planet healthy, of course, and everything on it is through recycling. But here at African Lion Safari, we do have an all-star recycler. So coming on out for you today is Crojo. Now, Crojo is an African pied crow, but watch this first can, guys. It's just that easy. Now, if he looks similar to the crows you've seen here, that's because he is, minus the white band across his chest. Now, these guys are often thought to be rather gross and disgusting birds, as they are often seen perched along the roadside eating roadkill as well as garbage. However, these birds are actually extremely intelligent, so much so their intelligence is comparable to that of chimpanzees and dolphins. Now, they have figured out that if they hang around humans long enough, as we are quite wasteful, there tends to be a nice and easy meal in it for them, making them quite opportunistic feeders. Now, here at African Lion Safari, we have done a couple things to be a little bit greener ourselves. We have, in fact, switched from plastic to paper. We use biodegradable straws. And if you've been down our path and maybe sat on one of our benches, some of them are actually made out of recycled milk jugs. But Crojo's last message for you all today is that if a crow can recycle, so can all of you. So let's hear it for him as he heads on home today. Well, you can actually see birds just about anywhere on this planet. They might be the mascot of your favorite sports team, or perhaps even the face of your favorite fruity cereal. Now, that is the case with our next bird coming in shortly is Papaya. I think you guys might recognize this bird. You want to shout out what it is? Yeah, she is in fact a toucan. But more specifically, Papaya is what is known as a Swainson's or chestnut mandible toucan. Now, she also happens to be the second largest breed of toucan, second to only the Toco toucan. Now, the first thing to notice about her, and toucans in general, of course, is that massive bill on the front of her face. Now, believe it or not, that bill can actually get up to 4 times the size of her head and almost up to the entire length of her body. Now, I don't know about you, but that seems like it'd be very heavy to have to carry around all day. Well, in fact, it's actually deceivingly lightweight. It is said that if you were to weigh her bill and then weigh all of her feathers would actually weigh more. Now, there's a couple different uses for this bill, one of which is mating and attraction. Now, I know that Papaya is a female, and I know that not because of those awesome colors you're seeing, as that is actually a shared feature among males and females, but it's actually due to her bill. If a male were here today, his bill would be slightly longer and a little bit more curved. Now, the main use for this bill is for feeding purposes. Now, these birds are what are called frugivores. Now, that's just a fancy term to say that they love to eat fruit. So while maneuvering throughout the treetop, Papaya might come across a piece of fruit near a branch that is not able to hold all of her body weight. Now, that will provide a little bit of an extra reach, allowing her to be more opportunistic while feeding. But I think Papaya's done an excellent job showing off her sheer beauty for you all today. Let's hear it for her.
Well, certainly one of the most fascinating things about birds is their ability to fly, but we're first going to point out that not every single type of bird can in fact fly. Now, this next bird we have coming in is FIFA. She's one of our green-winged macaws hatched right here at African Lion Safari 8 years ago. Now, birds are flying for a variety of different reasons, of course. So it's all based on survival. They need food, they need shelter, they need safety. And in the case of the birds in our area, they often will migrate those extra long distances just to get away from our cold winter months and, of course, to find the food that they need. Now, being a tropical bird, FIFA here is lucky enough to not have to be that long distance flyer. She is able to stick around year-round in the tropical forest as the weather's abundantly nice, and so is the food. But when she hatched out, our plan for her was to share with you all how beautiful these birds can be in flight. So she is going to take a flight from her trainer off to the back corner. She's eagerly off and away. Brakes are on, and it's a safe landing. She's done an excellent job. Let's hear it for her.
All right, well, I don't know about you guys, but I think we've seen some pretty stellar parrot characteristics so far. But there is one thing that parrots are really well known for, and everybody wants our birds to do. Can you shout out what that might be? It is, in fact, talking. But most people think it's the larger birds that are best known for this trait, like FIFA or even fever that we introduced you to earlier, when in fact it's actually not. It's smaller birds you might be more familiar with or even have at home, like cockatiels, budgies, Amazons, or even African greys. So today for you, we do have Fernando. He is our yellow-named Amazon, and I do believe that there are a few things that he would like to say for you.
All right, Fernando here would like to start off by greeting everyone. Very cheerful little guy. Now, Fernando is very polite and loves to ask our audience this next question. Bit of a mumble tower, you, but I do see some smiles despite all that heat, so that's lovely to see. We introduced him as Fernando. His nickname is Nando, and he's learned to say that, and I really do mean sing it for you all. That's right, we often hear him call out his name when he's looking for our attention, and he's a parrot, so he likes attention and loves to play games. His favorite game to play, he's going to tell you what that is. That's right, loves a good tickle. Now what happens when you get tickled?
You laugh.
You laugh. Guess what? So does he. It gets a few chuckles out of him. Now he's our master of sound effects, so he's picked up a few living here. First off, very appropriate, the sound we make when we drink a cold glass of water on these hot safari days. Some good chuckle-outs. Adding his own spice to the safari, a few animal sound effects. This is his impersonation of a pig. Bit rude, right? But we're not done yet. Why not the bark of a dog? More adorable than threatening, I'd have to say. Now, obviously, though, he's talented. His talents extend musically, loves whistling, loves singing, loves to dance. So let's see his dance moves today. All right, nice little warm-up. He's ready to whistle. Keep in mind when he's doing this, different every presentation. He makes it up as he goes along. I'll see what he has for you all today. Well, there you have a very lovely Fernando original. Certainly did a great job whistling. Unfortunately, I hope you're still impressed with his abilities to sing. He's a little off-key, but it's not too bad for a bird. So let's see what song he has. That was terrible. Okay, we're gonna clear him up. Okay, a few little coughs. Think he might be looking for this, an extra little treat, and let's see what song it is. Anyone know that song? Oh, Canada, absolutely right. Well, why is he singing Oh Canada? You might be wondering. We definitely don't have parrots native to this country, but the thing is, Fernando hatched here in Canada. He is very proud of that fact. Would you like to hear his song again? All right, pressure's on, let's hear it. Wonderfully done. Let's hear it from him. He's done a great job. Well, here at African Lion Safari, we do believe that the first steps in conservation are education. So hopefully you've enjoyed meeting a few birds. Maybe you've learned a thing or two today. Now, we do have a few of our feathered friends making their way back out to the front, so you have the opportunity to come on down, have a better look, and ask any questions. Now, before you do that, we want to remind everyone, around the corner in 10 to 15 minutes is our next bird of prey flying demonstration of the day. Thank you so much for joining us here on Safari, and sending you off with a foot wave goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your day.